currently it's August 15th and it's 4 p.m. and I have to go to school again tomorrow. So I'm gonna talk about what happened a couple days ago on Tuesday. We also had to go to school on that day, and it was a test. It was a math test. We're in the middle of the fucking summer break, and we have to go to school all of a sudden to do a fucking test, and it's not just some small test, it's a huge test. Everybody studying in Form 5, aka grade 11, has to go to the school hall where there are rows and rows of seats, and we have to sit accordingly to our class number, which is a thing. All of us have a code, and we need to sit there and do exams for 5.5 hours. In the middle, we have a lunch break, but after that, we have to go back and do another test. We did a total of 3 tests. We need to do Maths 1, Maths 2, and LS, aka Liberal Studies. And at first, I was late. I already tried my best to wake up super early and go to school on time, but I was still like 3 minutes late. But hey, it's maths, okay? It's maths, and I'm kinda good at maths, relatively. So I managed to ace the entire first paper of maths, with the exception of 2 questions I kinda didn't know because I didn't revise at all. I went into the exam completely brain naked. It's a term for people who didn't revise at all before they go to an exam or test. My mind was totally naked when I walked into that school hall. So I didn't revise. There's this question about logarithms, and I totally failed that because I forgot how to do logarithmic algebraic equations, and then the last question is really difficult and complicated, and I just didn't finish it. And then we have maths paper 2, and I didn't see that coming. This is even more difficult than the one I had in the last final exam. It's so fucking difficult. It's so fucking insane. And I did terribly. It's a total shitstorm. I basically and out of the 45 multiple choice questions, I didn't know how to do 13 of them, so I just answered randomly, like A, B, C, D. And it sucks, because usually I wouldn't know how to do 4 to 5 questions, but now it's fucking 13, okay? It's fucking 13. And usually in a paper like this, I would just substitute the answers on A, B, C, D onto like a formula, and it's like a shortcut to get the answer fast. And sometimes I would use the process of elimination. It also works half the time. And on this paper, I can't use neither of these methods. You need to legit calculate every single step. And A, it's annoying. B, it's complicated. C, there are legitimately a lot of complicated and tricky questions here. So it got me so fucking pissed. After the test, I was just ranting about how much this test sucks for like 1 hour straight, and I was just not in a great mood at all. And then at lunch, me, Nick, the Bean Gang, Cheese Gang, alongside with Natalie, Wendy's Gang, alongside with Umbriel, and and a couple other girls, and then there's the other gang. We all went to the same restaurant. We had lunch there, and then we left, and then we went back to school for the liberal studies test, where they give us 1 question, actually 2 questions, but 1 question with 2 sub-questions, and we have to write 2 essays within 1 hour and 15 minutes. And I completely didn't revise. I went in there brain naked, and it's it's not terrible, but I think I didn't do that greatly either. Like, I basically made up all the points I had. I basically churn out everything I could think of, any point. I used fancy words to make my essay look professional. But yeah, basically I didn't do anything. I didn't prepare for it at all. Went in there, brain naked. That's all I did. And that's basically Tuesday. Not much had happened really. I think it was Sunday morning or Monday morning when I had a dream. And you know, whenever I have a dream that I can remember very vividly, I would write it down in my phone and save it. So ever since 2016 or so, I recorded down every single dream that I remembered after I wake up. And it's a really good habit, you know. I love dreaming. And there are some older dreams that I remembered so vividly that I can still write it down. In 2016, I had this app that helps you record dreams, but this app doesn't sync to Google or anything, so I stopped using this app because every time I had to switch to a new phone, I can't like move this app anywhere. But yeah, anyway, I had this dream on Sunday or Monday morning, and it was a really thought-provoking dream. What's sad about dreams is that just because you think of a person a lot, it doesn't mean that the person is going to show up in your dreams. But if you see that person a lot in real life, that person is going to show up in your dream because you see that person legitimately. But if you think, it's not going to work. And I don't see Mary that often, but I always think that Mary's a really interesting and fascinating girl because there's something a little interesting and artsy and edgy about her that makes her 90% cute and innocent, 10% sinister and evil. And then in that dream, I was in the C classroom, classroom C, and Mary studies in classroom C. Oh my gosh. What the fuck? Something's happening outside. Like weird natural sky things. Anyway, I was at the edge of the classroom. Okay. I was on the edge of the classroom. I was on the last row. So this is the classroom, all right? This is the window, this is the door, 2 doors here. You know, the front door, the back door, and I was right here. And then Mary was in the same classroom. And Mary walked up to me and went to the seat beside me. And on the seat beside me, in the desk, there's a drawer, and she took out a clipboard in the drawer. And in my mind, I thought it's going to be a red clipboard. I thought the color of the clipboard would be red. Turns out it's black. And on the clipboard, there's a piece of paper with a lot of bullet points and really small words. And I kind of knew that Mary didn't go there to be with me. He went there to get the clipboard with the piece of paper. But at the same time, I have this really, really strange feeling that maybe she's purposefully doing this to be with me, but not necessarily in a friendly way, nor is it a threatening way. Maybe a little threatening, but not in a toxic way. And you know, she was just so close beside me in that dream. I could almost feel her hair and like her breathing, which is scary. And then I went to school on Tuesday, and then she's there, but she's just really far away. So I'm in A class, and I'm all the way here. And then A class, B class, so Jeffrey is here, and Miriam is here, Tyrus is here, and then C class, Queenie, Mary, Caroline, Idris, And then D class, we have Bernice and Pete. And then in E class, we have Linda. And I don't know, man. It's just a really weird feeling. But yeah, at the end of Tuesday, I was gonna leave with Potato Gang, but apparently they're gonna go to Oliver's house or something. So I left with Natalie on a bus. And Natalie talks about Keith like 90% of the time, which is kind of annoying, actually. And Cedric was annoyed by that, so Cedric stopped talking to Natalie for like a week or so, and I kind of see why. But yeah, that's basically it. Not much had happened lately. Protests going on and shit. Airport. Cedric went to the airport on Monday. And then suddenly, news had arrived that all the flights are canceled. Meaning that the protesters there do not have an excuse to be waiting for a friend. So the cops came and they shut down the airport. And before they shut down the airport, like 90% of the protesters just escaped the airport. And all the people left in there were beaten up, were, just being abused. But there are also some really violent protesters mistaking a mainland Chinese reporter as an undercover police and beat him up as well. So yeah, the whole thing is very violent, very sad, very tragic, and I'm very glad that Cedric is okay. I think Mary's also there. I don't know, but if she is, she posted an Instagram story showing like a photo of the airport. Maybe it's like a photo taken by a friend of hers or a family relatives of hers, but I don't know. Mary doesn't express her opinions that much, so I kind of didn't know whose side is she on. Maybe she just doesn't care about this, but very clearly through some occasional and very rare Instagram stories, Mary clearly supports the protests and doesn't support the government nor the police. And, all of our parents support the police, but none of the teenagers, nor the adolescents, nor the university students are supporting the police, because the police are super duper violent and fucking insane, and that's all that I'm gonna talk about today. I'm gonna resume on Friday, or maybe Saturday, I don't know. Goodbye. Oh yeah, homework. Fuck homework, dude. I spent 2 hours trying to do this Chinese homework, and we're in a summer break, and they give us 20 homework. I'm not exaggerating. 20 is the number, okay? 19, but actually it's 20. I just moved all these papers and books right here because I needed to look for something, and then I just excavated all these stuffs and put it here because I needed to look for something, and I finally found it. It's a bunch of Chinese books, a bunch of Chinese textbooks, and now I need to put it back, which is a total nightmare. Okay, so I resembled all the Chinese textbooks that's gonna be tested, starting from 1 to 2 to 3, 4, just whatever, You stop fucking showing up. Okay, so I've resembled all the Chinese textbooks and put it all into one big book, which is maybe a little bit too big. Yeah. Ooh, a storm is brewing. Hey guys, what's up? It's currently August 16th, and it's about to be 3 p.m. I just came back home from school, and something happened. That's pretty fucking good, if you ask me. And this is Adam. I drew Adam. Not the coolest person to draw. It's a Friday, and I had to go to school, and it's a little tilted right here. Okay, that's better. I had to go to school. I had the English test from 9 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. and then the Chinese test from 11. Oh, great. Okay, English test from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., not p.m. And then we had the Chinese test from 11 a.m. to 12:30 afternoon. So this morning I went to bed at 2:30 and it's actually pretty cool. Originally I wanted to go to bed at 2 a.m. and then wake up at around 7:30, so I'd be like in time at like 7:45 a.m. So I'd get enough sleep, a little bit over 5 hours, pretty sufficient in comparison to, other school days. And I went to bed at 2:30 at the end, and I don't fucking know why. This weird insomnia thing happened again, and I couldn't sleep until 5:30. And before I slept, I even took 2 of these melatonin pills, and it didn't work. I was still awake. And then there's this super annoying thing. Okay, my camera's tilted again, for fuck's sakes. But for some fucking reason, these pills, they didn't work at all. And yeah, it sucks. I just laid on my bed, and there's something really annoying going on. There's water dripping noises when I sleep on the air conditioner. Like, it's like somebody's tapping, like right now I'm tapping this, like these sounds. And these sounds keep on happening for like the entirety of the midnight, and it was so annoying, and I couldn't sleep. But I think the major reason why I couldn't sleep is because of the stress, because I have the test today. So around 4 something a.m. I made an Instagram story. And I took 2 more of these, and I just waited and waited and waited and waited until 5:30. Around 5:30, I fell asleep. It was miraculous, and then I woke up at around 7:48 a.m. And so I had around 2 hours of sleep this morning. And this morning really sucked. I felt kind of lighthearted, a little dizzy. I was clumsy, I was goofy. And I was almost late to school. Everything wasn't going all that well. And then when I arrived to school, I was not late. I wasn't on time. Like, the people were already sitting in the school hall, about to have the English test. But the English test haven't started yet. So I sat down, and then 2 seconds later it started, and I was like, damn. I was right on time. And so yeah, the English test is 1 hour, 1.5 hours long. They give us like 100 multiple choice questions about, grammar and comprehension and tenses and yada yada, and they're all really fucking easy. Like, I'm not even kidding. They're so easy. They're so bullshit. When I finished it, I still had 1 hour to spare. And Natalie finished it even faster than me, because she's like a maniac. I mean, like mania, like disorder kind of maniac. Or at least, well, I'm just quoting her, because according to her, she has mania disorders. Like it's a manic episode or something, I don't know. But yeah, it was really fucking easy. After that, I just laid down and waited until the test is over. And then after the test is over, oh, I'm so childish. Up next is the Chinese fucking test. So I just pulled out all the notebooks from my school bag, and I just flickered through all the pages. and I was just trying my very best to study every single fucking thing before the test happens. And I had like 10 minutes, and I just went through everything super fast. I went through the parts which I wasn't familiar with, and then we had the test, and it was tough, as expected, because hey, it's Chinese. It's super tough, and that's to be expected. Basically 9 pages of Chinese, and the problem is that we never really study modern Chinese, the kind of Chinese that we would use and write today. We do study that, but not mainly that. We study old Chinese, like but 1,000 years ago or so. 1,000 years ago is actually kind of late. More like 2,500 years ago to 1,000 years ago. All the most famous Chinese literal works are being studied, and they're being tested here, and they're difficult. They're crazy. I don't like it, but I still managed to finish it in time. I had 5 minutes to spare after I finished the thing. I looked through the whole thing, and you know what? Whatever. It's just a small test thing. Also, my hairline is really getting out of control. Next time I get a haircut, I'm gonna shave my mustache, which is incredibly sad. I really don't want to do that because this is my trademark almost, but also the detective trademark, because that's really, really good. Well, you know, my brother's playing the piano again, but I just can't wait. I really want to talk about what happened after the test. After the test, I was relieved. It's finally over. I can finally sleep. I can finally live my life in peace. And then it started raining. At first it was like mild rain, and I and Nick were about to go back home, and I was at the bus stop. There's a small shelter on the bus stop, like on top of the bus stop. And then I told my maid that I'm gonna go back home and have lunch, and she was like, "Oh no, there's no food at home." So I thought, okay, this would be a great opportunity for me to have a proper lunch, another proper lunch with my fellow potato gang. So my first thought was like, oh hey, maybe I can eat lunch with Natalie, but then, oh wait, Natalie's at home because she doesn't have to take the Chinese test, so she went back home first. I texted Natalie. Natalie's at home. Natalie has to go to work, like a part-time job, summer job. And so I texted Oliver of Potato Gang, of Potato Origins. And he said he's in the noodle restaurant. The same noodle restaurant I had noodles with, like Natalie and the Cheese Gang, like a couple months ago. But then at that moment it was raining really, really heavily, so I just stayed under that shelter for like a little while. Okay, so I was just editing my school update video for August, the second part, and I suddenly realized, and for some reason, one of the videos got deleted, and so now I have to try my best to sort of do the video again. But yeah, basically something really weird happened. Something really surreal. So I always tell myself that I know it's about Mary again, and I should shut up about her. I really should, because she's not that special of a person. You know, you know, she was special, but you know, my God. Anyway, her presence is kind of weird because whenever I think about her, she won't appear. But whenever I don't think about her, she would appear. So I had lunch with the boys, the gang, and we went to this, you know, little convenience store. I bought a little drink, and you know, they went to Oliver's house. I went back home, and when I walked to the bus station, I thought to myself, it would be crazy. You know, it would be crazy if Mary's waiting at the bus station, and you know, when I arrive, it would be crazy if Mary would go up to me and ask me where Oliver was, and I would tell her that, and she would thank me. And then immediately I decided to not think about it because I knew that if I think about it, it's not going to happen. So I stopped thinking about Mary. Then, when I finally reached the bus stop, Mary showed up. I just reverse psychologied the shit out of myself. And I know it's nothing, it's really nothing, but I'm really proud of I guess wrongfully guess that Mary's not there in order to realize that Mary's there. But also I'm just happy about it. You know, I'm just really happy about it. And even though Mary didn't talk to me, didn't ask me where Oliver was, because maybe she already knows, because she's fucking Mary. But I'm pretty happy about that. I'm pretty happy about that. So a couple hours ago, actually way more than a couple of hours ago, I just went downstairs. My teeth is okay. I went downstairs. I ran around, I jumped around because, you know, because I'm insecure about my height and my body in general. So I try my best to do exercises and shit. And then all of a sudden, I decided to just walk to the nearest protest that's happening in the district. Yes, it's in my district now. It's actually across the entire damn city now, and I'm happy about it. And I went to the protest spot again for the second time of the day, and they're all gone. You know, I thought they're gonna see this, you know, skinny, tired teenager who's just limping and crippling, and you know, he's probably drunk or high or something, and I'm gonna scare them or something. But no, they're all gone. So there's that. And now it's about to be 2:30. I wanted to do some biology homework. I just couldn't put down my pen on the paper. I just couldn't write because I'm just not in the mood. You know, yesterday I didn't tell you anything, right? So a couple days ago, Natalie told me that Oliver slits his wrists too, which, I mean, it's not surprising that, you know, he has mental problems, but it's a little, just like a tad bit surprising that he's also self-harming. Again, I don't know if Natalie's telling the truth or not. Maybe she's fucking insane, but I mean, there's a possibility, who knows? Anyway, right now I know 4 friends who slits their wrists, and like 7 people that I know of also slit their wrists. It's like everybody does it, and you know, my reaction to someone slitting their wrists is like, oh, you do that too? Well, great. Well, I never did it, so that's surprising. How come? And then yesterday, I shouldn't really be telling you guys this, so I'm gonna be really vague, but I found this person on Instagram, and this person is also studying in the same form as I do. And Natalie was like, haha, I know that person. That person was was in an abusive relationship and became a prostitute for a very short period of time, and now that person is all edgy and dark and shit on Instagram. And I was like, okay, now that's messed up. Now that's fucked up. And again, I don't know if it's true or not. You know, it's so fucked up. I'm laughing right now. But yeah. Yeah. I'm really pissed off, you know? People keep telling Natalie secrets, and yesterday I kept on asking Natalie, like, how many secrets do I not know? Like, apparently Suki also has a secret, and Tom and Natalie knows, and me and my detective brain keeps on, having these hypotheses. Tom's in a peer counseling group with Topher and Mary and Miriam, am I right? And oh wait, then maybe, because Tom and Topher are Natalie's friends, and maybe they tell Natalie, but I guess not. Okay, right now it's about to be 2:30, and I'm supposed to finish like some biology homework and maths and chemistry today, but I didn't because I'm a total fucking loser. So you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna randomly do these multiple choice questions without thinking too much. I'm just gonna ace it, and I don't care. I want to sleep. I want to be a human being. Let's go. Which of the following are major products when aspirin is heated with sodium hydroxide solution under reflux? Well, guess what? Fuck you. I have no idea.